Salutation, squatters, Bashal Basem Jondole, here I am, Fandachan Boyle, choppers when you niaz, Nshalangin Tele. Yabo, Fere Ngaluguti Kulume about this because it's becoming a concern, by the way. Give me, and I believe with Nani, it will ignite something to you. I want to talk about specifically the incident that happened recently at FOURWAYS Mall in Joburg, FOURWAYS Mall, where two old elderly couples, they called black people monkeys. And I've seen Uguti, now it has been formalized as a case by the victims. They have actually opened a case according to the information that I have, and it means now they are taking this issue further. They want to get justice out of that. We have a serious problem. I want to put it plain and straightforward. We have a serious problem in our country. Racism is a serious problem. Sorry, okay, I'll put it this way. Ne? I just want to start from, let's say, 1994 coming forward. ANC is not serious with fighting racism. ANC is just a custodian of the rich elites. Bakatenje, Ifa, Labungamla. They are not in charge, these people. And they are not serious with fighting racism. I don't know if, maybe I might be wrong. Maybe I feel like Ugoti, ANC is just puppeting behind these people. Because this issue of racism, as much as we're coming from apartheid, we should not have this thing here, racism, in 2024, 2025 now. Because it doesn't look like the racism will come to an end. Now, I will issue this statement. As Utaki, when you come across racism, you become shocked. I don't understand. I don't understand why you are shocked when you come across racism. Why are you shocked? Why? Let me put it this way. I will stretch it further. Ne? It's a fact. Uguti, apartheid government did not want apartheid to end. I will still repeat. Apartheid government didn't want apartheid to end. You think these people, they wanted apartheid to end? Uguti, no, let's start a rainbow nation. A rainbow nation if you Mandela. We told Mandela, a rainbow nation. Mandela came with Rainbow Nation. I don't know where he got that Rainbow Nation. Because in the first place, we are talking about people who wanted to perpetuate apartheid system. They were enjoying, they were privileged, and they were comfortable with that. They didn't want that to end in the first place. So, hey, how do you expect an apology to someone who doesn't feel they offended you? They violated you. I mean, as black people, ne, we still expect apology from white people. Are they willing to apologize? Did they even promise us that they will? I don't remember seeing any white people saying we feel bad about apartheid and then we want to apologize. We are willing to apologize. Black people continue to be marginalized, to be poor. Even under the black administration, they still continue to be poor. Amathemba aphelele bodleleni. Amatalent akupha sedanyani le. All the black talented young kids, they get arrested, they get tempted to crime, they commit crime. That's where you're gonna end. It's a system that is being perpetuated by the black administration, ANC to be specific, with the white people. It's a system that has been designed to be like that. We can blame these young kids and all of, but it's a system. So first thing first, they didn't want apartheid to end. That's number one. So you would understand that you don't have to expect an apology or empathy from white people. Why do you get traumatized when you encounter racism, or you witness a racist, hey, how can this white person say a baboon to this black person? That's how they view us. Not all of them, by the way. I've had an encounter with so many white people who are very intelligent. In fact, by the way, racism is taught. It's not something that you grow up with. There are white people who were taught to hate black people. That's why you still experience racism. And if you can check, by the way, if you can observe closely, the racists are very old. Why? Because that's how they were raised then. Akekho umntwana una 10 years manje or racist, unless if he or she is growing up in that family that they teaching him or her ukuthi black people are monkeys or are baboons. That's the most barbaric behavior, and it is inexcusable. But now those white people, they still continue to perpetuate racism because we've got a law, a legal system which has got soft gloves for racists. Soft gloves. I know, sorry, they will get a fine, do community what, and that's it. When I answer racism, they will show you. They will show you. So we have got a serious problem, of white racists who continue to perpetuate hate towards black people. I have not personally encountered racism one-on-one. I don't want to lie. I don't know that even Toluguti, where we are, but now ingamla racist is obiza so and so. I've never been called that thing. And I don't think it will happen to me. Probably if it happens, that's the day when I will fight it until I suffocate it. I will fight racism. If it's directed to me, I don't care who to eat giant or win. I don't like it because it's a barbaric behavior and it dehumanizes people. But why do we continue to be shocked? Because why do we continue to have expectation? Why do we continue to play victims? Hey, Pella, we are victims. You must say sorry to me. White people will never say sorry to you because they still feel they don't owe you anything. So you see racism being perpetuated by these people. It's one of those cases. They have been doing it for many. It will take time. And I always, I remember this guy, despite his controversies and everything, Ukanyele, MK, Ukanyele said, can black people just be black people? Just accept what you are black, and then uzophila kule space leso, and then it will end when it ends. Because ANC will never fight racism, because they are the custodians. Kidi Ice Boy, all those ANC people that you see there in ministerial positions and everything, Kidi Ice Boy, they are being told, they are employed, they are feeding their families. There's nothing they can do. There's absolutely nothing, zero. And a DA, in such cases, they will keep quiet. Because when it's them, I know they wipe it down. We are so used. That's why when you are Udakian and you are at the DA, I'm like, you're out here. I will be in the street. Ura. There's no way you can be there and not encounter racism. There's no way. There's no way. Ask Musi Maiman, ask Herman Mashab. They will tell you. They will tell you what delay by. So, why do we still continue to expect an apology from people who don't feel sorry? They don't feel sorry. So why are we still continuing to play victims and say I do understand the fact that when you pick up racism or maybe you encounter a white person who's a racist, you need to stand up against that. You need to confront it. And you need to make sure this person really accounts to their stupid behavior. But why are we shocked by when we come across racism? I know, why? No, I'm not sure. Even the day that I'll meet racism one-on-one, face-to-face, I would say, I know you people. You are like Death Valley. You are like Death Valley. It's not surprising, but don't do it to me. That's it. I will take further action. Yes, of course. Yes, I will exercise my rights. But in any case, I will really feel offended ngoba I know ukuthi our fathers and grandfathers went through hell. It's a fact. Like I said in the beginning, ukuthi apartheid government didn't want apartheid to end. They wanted to perpetuate it. They felt no, it's good because they are the beneficiaries of the barbaric laws and all of that. So they were comfortable, Bona. They were cruising, Tina. We were suffering. And now it's so sad because we've got black administration who are still perpetuating this. Directly or indirectly, they are playing a role. ANC is playing a role in failing to fight racism. And racism will continue because of poor leadership of the ANC, by the way. They have been in government for more than 30 years, right? But what is it that they are doing? And it's worse now because they are in the so-called GNU. They decided to take that route to DA. Why didn't they say EFF come, MKP come, let's unite huh? Because the investors didn't want that. That's why. That's why I always say, a voter doesn't decide. You just vote. Investors, they influence everything. They make critical decisions about this country. And you can't fight it because those are the capitalists. Those are the rich elites. They've got money to influence. When une cross nje, hlale squatter camp, une cross nyana lakho elihluphekile, and then you're gonna go there and make that cross and that's it. What are you going to influence? You can't influence anything. You will always be there at the squatter camp because they want you there so that you can remain poor and you can continue to vote for them. We are actually voting kettles. We are nothing but voting kettles. Tina says, this one, Magnama election. Manje, there are no elections. You won't see them make us. Stampa masori kichimsana na makundwani, stalemi kukwini, senza yonki into. Bona they are there, they are comfortable. Emondeo, Hyde Park, Abu Ramaphosa, Abu Banbani, Late in Fen and FOURWAYS and everywhere. Senten, Waterkloof, you can count. Some of the ministers, they've got ministerial houses. They are not staying there. They are staying at their houses. But the houses are vacant. Those houses there. And they still continue to buy electricity, to do what and everything. All those expenses. Tina Sigupi, Sesquata Kempile, Vigana Mapela. So it's a system that is being designed to perpetuate poverty for Abutaki. So we are still going to continue to be victims of racism because Mautaki, it looks more like it's a curse. It's a curse, by the way. It's like now we are feeling, hey, have you ever been in a white area? Security but hey, we suspect you. Where are you going? It's as a corner match. If you walk around in white areas, they're gonna report you. They're gonna call security for you. You have to explain yourself because Tinabutaki all over our face. Gupalwe crime. We are criminals. We look like that. You can see even when the police are arresting Utak with Bambam Baganjan, they can get to your house without even a search warrant, kick the doors, and leave the doors damaged. When are you gonna fix? And search you, banlalise nonke, but kuman kumulingubo and all of that, harass you without the search warrant, nothing. But to Abungamla, they've got so much respect. They are scared. I also sue. Hey, we can't. Go le lokshin le ba jump market. Foot it west squad came back na charity lapia. So they just kick the door and come in and do. So racism has got a long way to go. Whether we like it or not, it's a fact. It's got a long way to go. It's gonna stay. There's nothing we can do. So wherever you are, you encounter racism as a black person. Don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. Because racism is perpetuated by the same people who were active during apartheid. If you can check, most of these racist white people are the elderly people because they were taught, they grew up in that system. So they are still stuck in that system of perpetuating. When they see black person, they see baboons. And why are you doing that? Why are you hating on black people in 2024? Why do you have to call someone a baboon? It doesn't make sense to me. But I do understand where did it start? I do understand there's a country where we come from. So when I see racism, I'm like, people are shocked. I'm like, this is what we face on a daily basis as black people. Not me personally, but somewhere, a black person is being called a monkey, somewhere. And there's too many cases, by the way, because not all the cases gets to be reported. Some are being called monkeys by their employers. They know this person is paying me. Are you going to report them? It's difficult because you are hungry. So this issue of racism has got a long way to go. You know, to end this racism, I think, in my own opinion, there's two things there. Let our kids date their kids. Let our kids marry their kids. As black people, if you can afford to take your kids to a multiracial school, send them there. Send your boys there, so they can propose these white girls, and they can fall in love and become couples and grow up together. That's how we can kill racism. Because a 10-year-old cannot be racist. It's very impossible. Even in white area school, multi-racial schools, it's very difficult to be a racist there. You get so many reports from the media and everywhere else when there's racism. You remember in Pretoria, anyway, was the capital city of apartheid. Because there, it was Transvaal back in the days. You wouldn't survive there. You will see racism on a daily basis. Our fathers and grandfathers were tortured, were abused, were kicked, and all of that. So there and there, you know, you'll find those leftovers of racism. But it's dying a natural death. And as we grow as a nation, that thing never worked. Racism will die a natural death. Let's let it die. It will take time. It's painful. But it's going to die a natural death. Let's get some education. Let's get exposed. Let's do more research. Let's engage as black people so we find positive ways to actually be part of the corporate world and climb the corporate ladder and build our own establishments. But now the problem is that we have a government which is numb. They've got nothing to do. They've got nothing to offer us. All of them, very useless. They are there. We've got black administration. They should be playing their role. They should be rising against racism and saying, we don't tolerate this thing. Change the laws. Why don't you change the laws? Why don't you deal with racists so that they stop being racist? You allow them. I know you're going to give them a community work. They're not going to stop. Somehow they will still continue to perpetuate racism because they are racist. Racism is a monster, is an elephant in the room that must be addressed really. But we have a government which is very passive, which is very, very, ignorant. They are reactionaries. They wait for something to happen so they can say, no. I promise you, on the next 2029 election, they will say, vote for us so we can stop racism. Because they campaign with everything. They feel like everything is just a joke. It's a joke. I don't know what as a country, where are we actually going? And I'm not saying every white person is a racist. But there and there are white people who are racist, who are still thinking, is a monkey. It's a problem. And there's a lot of cases, especially in rural areas. Tina Stalilokshini, by the way, there and there are still in Abungam. But there are a lot of cases in rural areas where racism is being perpetuated, and freely so, openly so, without fear or favor. Is a K word. I don't want to mention that. It's a barbaric word. I don't want to mention that. But I hate racism. And I hope because they are not willing to change. Some of them, they are not willing to change. They still think, in fact, they are praying with the apartheid must come back, of which is just a dream. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, not in a million years. It's not going to happen. Iphelile apartheid, yaphela ngendlela ephele ngayo, and then manje we move on. They must just shape up because they must smell the coffee, man. You must stop being racist. It's a barbaric thing to do. It's a barbaric behavior. It's just something else. So let's not be shocked when such things happen. But here's my take. Izophela lento, but it's gonna die a natural death. Thank you, siyabonga squatters.